Hi there, my name is Tyler, and even though I work between 50 and 60 hours every single week, I am homeless living here in my car because of inflation.
On January 1st, 2025, I believe 3 dozen new laws went into effect here in the state of Florida. One of them is known as HB 1345. The purpose of HB 1345 is essentially to make it illegal to be homeless in the state of Florida.
The Don has spoken, and he says that we are ending urban camps all over these United States of America.
Let's talk about homelessness today. A lot of people are becoming homeless. A lot of people are going homeless simply because they cannot afford to pay their mortgages or pay their rents. And one of the reasons of this is because, of course, if one does not have a job, if you don't have anything bringing in money for you, how are you able to pay your rent or your mortgages? So in today's video, we are going to be looking at various reactions, talking about being homeless and also people talking about their experiences of being homeless. And you are welcome to today's video. If you're new to this space, kindly subscribe to the channel, like the video, share, leave your thoughts in the comment section, and let's dive right into the video.
The Don has spoken, and he says that we are ending urban camps all over these United States of America. And here's how I feel about it as a person who has been technically homeless for the past year and a half, someone who has been homeless multiple times in my life. There are different levels of homelessness, and there are different reasons that one becomes homeless. Tyler Perry was sleeping in his car, okay? For however long Tyler Perry slept in his car, that's what he was doing while he was investing in his dreams, okay? That's homelessness. Some of us be about that. Some of us are able to thug it out for the bigger picture. There was a time when I was homeless because I was saving $10,000 to purchase my home. So I was thugging it out so I could save that money to purchase the home that I desired to live in. I wasn't asking anybody for handouts. I wasn't doing no begging. I didn't pitch a tent on the street. I found a friend to live with, and we thugged it out. Now this time I sold my house and just decided to just splurge that money, I splurged a few $100,000. I didn't really care. I splurged with that money and I had a really good time, okay? And, life happens, hurricanes happen, put me in a position to where I'm not able to recoup how I thought I was about to be able to recoup. It's taking a little longer, but that's fine. So for people like me and Cat Williams and Tyler Perry who might just need a little bit of support from the government to help us as we go after our dream because our parents don't have it the way that Donald Trump's parents had it when he was going after his dream, we don't mind taking a little bit of support to help us stay on our feet or get back on our feet. That's a program that he's proposing. Okay, so then you got people with addiction because there's a lot of people on the streets that they're suffering from addiction. Okay, they need to be put in rehab. So you're either going to go to jail for being an addict and littering our streets, or you're going to go to rehab. Get yourself rehabilitated so you could be a productive and contributing member of society. We like that. Then you have the mentally ill, the severely mentally ill, who there is no rehabilitating them. It is over. Their brains are shot. Maybe they came into this world that way. Maybe they did too much drugs. Who knows what the case is? Maybe they experienced a traumatic situation and it was over for them. There is no rehabilitating them. There is no integrating them back into society. They will be institutionalized. He's bringing back mental health institutions for those people. I like it. I think it's a great idea. Let me know what you think.
Just like she said in that video, that one of the reasons she went homeless at the time was because she needed to gather some money because she wanted to buy a house that was about $17,000. So these are some of the reasons why people go homeless. Probably they have a project they are working on and they feel if they need to meet up with that project, the next thing they just want to do is stop paying the rent. So of course, if you stop paying rent, you are going to be homeless. So which is kind of understandable enough. And for those that are homeless addicts, no matter what you do to them, you give them house, you buy house for them, you take them out of the streets, come back, you just go back to that same spot where you picked them from. You're going to see them there. They've decided they don't want to be responsible. They just want to be homeless all their life. They don't want to pay bills. They don't want to do anything for themselves at all. They just want to be on the streets and, taking things that are going to make them unstable mentally and in all areas of life.
Hi there, my name is Tyler, and even though I work between 50 and 60 hours every single week, I am homeless living here in my car because of inflation. There wasn't any help to keep me in my apartment, even though I paid my rent on time for 3 years. I got behind just 2 weeks because I lost my job for reasons outside of my control. And I called the city, I called the county, I called the state, I called charitable organizations like Salvation Army and churches, and I was told time and time again that there was no help for me. The most that was given to me was being put on a 7-year wait list for possible affordable housing. I believe that this is wrong. There's so many hardworking people like myself, tens of thousands of hardworking Americans that are out here trying to survive, but we can't afford a place to live anymore, and we're being forced to live in our cars, and I believe that is wrong.
That's one of the sad realities in America. They do not care. Like, this is someone that has been so consistent, paying his rent so early, and all of a sudden he lost his job, and he called all the people involved that probably he could get help from, and everybody is telling him they cannot help him. So that's one of the realities of America. These guys they don't even care. They don't bother at all they just want you to do is keep getting that paychecks, and you keep paying the bills. You have your car, you cannot meet up with the car notes. They are coming for you. They are coming to get the car. In fact, they go as much as tracking you. Once they see where you are, they can send a towing van. They come there and they just get that car. So America is one country that do not look back when it comes to you paying your bills. You just have to pay those bills. It has to keep going.
On January 1st, 2025, I believe 3 dozen new laws went into effect here in the state of Florida. One of them is known as HB 1345. The purpose of HB 1345 is essentially to make it illegal to be homeless in the state of Florida. Number one, it does not allow for people to sleep or quote unquote camp in public spaces, public areas, etc. Number two, it also gives the power to residents and business owners to be able to sue their local governments here in Florida for allowing people to sleep in said public areas or to camp. Now, today, as I'm talking to you guys, it's January 8th, 2025, here in South Florida. In the entire country, it's cold right now. There has been an Arctic blast, etc. Down here in Florida, we've gotten some of those cold fronts. So in northern Florida, it's around like the 30s and 40s, even upper 20s. In mid Florida, 40s, and in southern Florida, upper 40s, lower 50s. To us in Florida, that is very cold. And, it is cold overall. So what's happening right now because of that new law? Nonprofit organizations that assist homeless people in the state of Florida are scrambling. They're just in panic mode because they are trying to find the way to assist these homeless people that live in the state of Florida, find them shelter, find them a refuge, find them somewhere to go. So they're not seeking warmth or seeking a spot in a public area to rest in where they can be a little warmer, because if not, they could be arrested and they could face penalties for that. And mind you, this law is going into effect in the state of Florida at a time where the state of Florida is going through horrible inflation, more than anything in South Florida, even more so in Miami-Dade County. There are a lack of opportunities, a lack of jobs, of educational opportunities, so many things in the state of Florida, right? Rent prices, the cost of housing is not through the roof, it's to the Milky Way galaxy. Terrible, one of the worst rental markets, if not the worst rental market in the entire US. So many different issues all coalescing into this massive problem that we have in this state right now. And the response by our state legislature was to make being homeless illegal. Now, as always, I really urge you guys to do your own research on this and what's going on, to not just believe me, but it's going to be a tough 4 years in this country, guys. The next 4 years are going to be very, very tough.
If they're going to be making homelessness illegal, I think that is going to increase the crime rate in a way, because number one, being homeless is already causing a lot of crimes, leading to a lot of crimes being committed. Then making it illegal now, because where do you want those guys to fall back on? Are you going to be providing places for them? Are you going to be providing shelter for them? If not, trust me, the crime rate will be on the rise. And also, inflation is hitting on everybody. So imagine somebody that is already homeless. It's because the person cannot even afford to take care of themselves. For those that are genuinely homeless, not those that are homeless addicts. So this inflation is hitting on everybody.
The homelessness here in Atlanta is an issue that I don't think is being talked about enough. I don't know why. I don't know, because there's not been any like reasonable solution to help people. But after I got my hair done, I was in the Lindbergh area and I was about to hit the highway. And when I looked to the right and saw how many homeless people were just in this empty lot, I couldn't believe it. So I want to show y'all like a little bit of the recording that I took on my way. And I was just thinking of like, what can be done to help people that are going through hard times, and like, why isn't there enough work to help people that are displaced? And I will admit, I live in not the suburbs, I guess. I live in Cobb County. I live in Smyrna. So I'm not used to seeing homelessness like that, because it's hard to be homeless when there's not a bus line. It's hard to be homeless in those type of like areas, because that's how they design it. But I just wanted to show y'all like just a little snippet of what I saw this morning, and I was just like, something has to be done to help these people. OMG, y'all. I just wanted to show y'all this is, and usually there's sometimes, the last time I was there was a little bit more people, but people just sitting there camped out. I just want to show y'all nowhere to go, nothing to do. Like, I just want to show y'all literally the realities of living in Atlanta. And this is like
It's sad.
Buckhead area. It's sad.
I remember relocating to the United States, and it was a culture shock for me when I saw homeless people, like even in the cold. And I kept asking myself, like, why are these people homeless? If people are being homeless in America, then what happens to other parts of the world? Because looking at where I come from, America is seen as that, big country where people believe people are not suffering and the likes. But right now, I understand some people being homeless is not their choice. It's because of the inflation that is hitting on everybody. They cannot afford to live the lifestyle that they used to live before, and they cannot afford to pay the rent. So they just go homeless. But for those that are homeless addicts, I don't think anything can be done to those ones. Nothing can be done to them, because as much as you try to help these people, they still go back to the streets.
You know what? I was just thinking about something. Churches. There's a church on every corner. There's a church everywhere. But then there's homeless people. There's people out here who needs help, but they can't go to the church. You call the church and you tell them what you need that's really out here, that's going on in this world, but they're not set up to help the people that's out here dealing with the issues of the world. So what is the purpose of having a church building, taking collection and tithes, and you cannot help the people who are in need? I understand why Jesus was a revolutionary. He was against those Pharisees and those priests of those churches who are like that.
Y'all, while I'm sitting outside the laundromat waiting for my clothes to dry, and this guy comes up to me, he's homeless, whatever, and he doesn't ask for $1. He don't ask for $2. He says, "Can I get $8 to $13 to get a medium pizza?" I'm actually not mad at it. Like, I'm mad at it, but I'm not mad at it. $8 to $13? True. I said, "I'm sorry, I don't have it." 8? Yeah. I don't have the words, but yeah, that just happens.
It's the audacity of the homeless man for me. Like $8. Instead of you going and just ask for help, the guy attached a price to the amount of money he wants. If only he knew that he can get himself a crate of egg in the store, I don't think he would come and be asking for help and putting a tag to the price that he wants. So that's just it. Inflation is hitting on everybody. People are so tired of the whole situation going on right now, and instead of going begging, getting evicted from the apartments they are living, for those that genuinely do not have to pay, the next thing they do is just go homeless. It's not a thing of what they wanted, but it's just something that they cannot control. And also, you cannot be homeless and you have some level of pride with you being homeless. I came across this comment and it caught my attention, and it says, I have always said we are all just a paycheck or two away from homelessness, and the crap stigma needs to stop. The US is hard AF now. And that's the truth. America is very hard right now. Things are very expensive. Before, you could go to the store with $30, $50, you can get your carts filled up. But right now, even with $100, half of the cart is not even filled. And it's just the truth. You lost your job now. You cannot afford the lifestyle you're living. You cannot afford to pay your car notes, your insurance, your rent, your mortgage. You just go back to level zero. Then somebody came and replied under that comment saying 70% of Americans in 2024 are now just one paycheck away from becoming homeless. I totally agree with that, even as much as we do not know where that statistics is coming from. And that's the truth. With the level of inflation, a lot of people are going homeless. It's so sad, and I just pray things get better. We hope the new administration is going to do something about this and let people be able to afford the things that they used to afford. So guys, that brings us to the end of today's video. If you've watched up to this point, it means you've enjoyed this video. Kindly click on the subscribe button, like the video, share, and leave your honest thoughts in the comment section. Bye bye, and see you in the next one.